Hello everybody, we're back at the Taipei Music Room and it's time for a CD review this time. And my friend Antonio from Paris, he was so nice to send me his new album, his new jazz album called AZ Testa Quintet, B theme, Jazz Impressions of Paris. Here's the front cover. You can see the back cover, the song titles and lengths. The album was recorded in 2016 and released in 2017, and it featured Antonio Testa on piano mainly, but also on some vocals and guitar. Then we have Rasul Siddik on trumpet and drums, Romano Pratesi on tenor saxophone and clarinet, and Thierry Negro on electric bass guitar, and Peyron on drums. The album kicks off with Voyage 35 or Voyage 35 in 3/4 time. The piece goes through different mood structures. Good use of woodwinds here combined with trumpet. Great ensemble opening track. Then we get to the second track called Paris After Dark. Great tenor saxophone theme here. Rock drums with a clear accent on 2 and 4. Great piano solo, reminiscent of Thelonious Monk. All in all, a very bluesy piece with a lot of drive. Makes me think of Louis Jordan's Jump Blues. And it's a good idea of having several solos going on at the same time towards the end. Very New Orleans. Thumbs up. Third piece is called Largo, and it's a solo piano in 3/4 time again. Great chromatic theme with interesting modulations. Fourth track is called B Theme, so it's the title track of the album. The horns and the drums are back, and we are in a mid-tempo swing. And I like the way the horns are arranged on this track. And I also like the way the drums change from swing to coloring. The bass clarinet solo has a lot of character to it, and there's a good trumpet solo too. Fifth track, Cold and Windy. Solo piano, slow tempo, another mood piece that is very evocative of Parisian winter days, as I have sometimes experienced them as well. A very enjoyable piece throughout with lots of great ideas. Sixth track is called French Silver Flavor. It starts with a drum solo, which is a good idea. Then the band kicks in some kind of Latin samba groove, and big thumbs up here for drummer Tom Peyron on this track. I also love the way the music gets sparse when the piano solo kicks in and when it gets louder with the trumpet solo. The tenor sax is a bit too far back in the mix, I think. That's just a minor criticism, because the solo itself is good. And there is a nice unison passage on the out theme and a funny piano coda. Seventh track is called Moody. As the title says, another impressionist piano mood piece, modal chord structure, good drum work on the cymbals and the toms, interesting approach to play the drums like this and not in a standard groove. I like it. Eighth track is called Nonna. Sounds very folk-like and modal in 3/4 time in the beginning. Then the melody becomes more adventurous and bluesy. Another piece where we hear Antonio on solo piano and where he manages to hold our interest throughout the entire piece by using great melodic ideas. Thumbs up, Antonio. Ninth track, Novembre. Features the clarinet backed by the piano. A bass clarinet, I presume, as it sounds quite low. Romano sounds great in this low register, almost saxophone-like, but you can tell from the nasal quality of the tone that it must be a clarinet. At one point, the clarinet drops out. Would have been great if there had been a passage where the bass clarinet solos unaccompanied. Would have made a great piece even greater. Then we get to the 10th track called Recueillement. It's built on an electric bass riff with harmonics. And I like the muted trumpet theme a lot. Reminds me of Miles Davis. The entire piece is very pop in a way in its harmonic structure. A good one. Another good one. we get into the 11th track called Funk Feel, and this features scat vocals by Antonio and a solid bass riff, a swinging bridge where Antonio does some funny falsetto vocals, and a nice change of mood after the very reflective atmosphere of much of the second half of the album. The horns do some great parallel soloing, and there's more New Orleans stuff going on here. The piece then breaks down and starts again with Antonio adding some funny sounding guitar overdubs. That's nice. And then we get a ghost track, and it's basically a reprise of the opening track Voyage 35, and it rounds off this album nicely. I can see myself listening a lot to this album in the future. I think Antonio and his bunch of musicians, they really pull it off here in a great way. So I can only highly recommend this album. And contact Antonio if you want to get it. Thumbs up, Antonio. Best wishes here from Taipei. You did a great job, and say hello to your buddies here. I like it a lot.